Hello guys, this is going to be my playthrough of Firewatch. It's made by a studio called Campo Santo, which basically means cemetery, holy cemetery, or some variation of that in either Spanish, and it also translates the same way in Italian. But based on their logo, which is a skull typical to the little Mexican candy skull things that they have, it's most likely intended to be Spanish. Um, I played this game before. It's kind of deep. I am going to be making a little bit of commentary, but I'm going to try to keep it to the point that you can also enjoy the game. Um, I'm playing on a PC. I'll just put my specs here at the beginning of this, just so you know. I have an R9 Fury X and an i7 6700K. Both are overclocked a little bit. Both are water cooled. That's my specs. So there should be no issues as far as it being smooth. I'm running it on ultra settings. Resolution on my monitor is 1920 by 1080, and it's at 60 hertz. So now that we're done with the tech specs and um, other stuff, we're going to, without further ado, start a new game of Firewatch. And I will warn you, this is kind of an emotional game, and you might cry at some points during the, not necessarily this part of the playthrough, although the opening is kind of, but at some point, especially towards the end, you'll likely get emotional about this game. But yeah, it's a great game. Graphics are a little different. It's more artistic, but they're definitely still beautiful. Okay, so without further ado, let's start a new game. So it kind of opens with a dialogue after it finishes through this stuff, and, well, you'll see. And I might read the dialogue, I think, in cooperation with Panic Inc. Boulder, Colorado, 1975. That's where the game starts. I like this purple background, I must say. You see Julia. Now, how this works is you basically click on the gun, and here comes the music. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. I guess I don't get a choice. You are drunk. Well, that just escalated quickly. Well, I guess I'm drunk. Now, there's two options here. It's kind of gonna affect things later on. I'm gonna choose what I would consider to be the good choices. You may not all agree with me. You can leave a comment below if you think, have any opinions. This is the obvious classic drunk, trying to get laid, but this is what I'm going to go with. So, what's your major? You slur the word major and it smells like Coors. You give an awkward smile. Evolutionary biology, she says, and I'm a professor. Cool, you reply. What's yours? She asks and sniffs the air. Toxicology? Was that a burn, you ask? She says definitely. Worried she hurt your feelings, she asks if you want to split the cheeseburger. Okay, well that escalated quickly. One week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. Well then, even I don't move that fast in relationships. Okay, so now we're in an elevator. As you can see, the graphics aren't they're not like The Witcher 3 4K, but there's a certain art style to it. So, can't really do anything here, walk around, look around. Nothing particularly interesting. Typical WASD controls. So I guess I'll pick up my backpack. And believe it or not, the actual text is not over. It'll take you through kind of... Basically what's happening is you're going away, and these memories where you're choosing decisions are kind of in the form of a flashback. So you're leaving, but for unknown reasons right now. And, oh, that's oil, not blood. I don't see any bodies in there. I think we're good. I'm really tempted to go explore up here, but I'll save that for another video where I'm planning on just going around games and kind of exploring out-of-the-way areas that people normally want. So let's load our gear onto the truck. Probably could have sit in the passenger seat, but here we go again with the dialogue. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in, you share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. Come on, man, get something more classy. Get some champagne or wine. You drink beer just about anywhere. Okay, well, life is good, I guess. Sounds like you both have an addiction problem. Julia wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle Julia's in love with. She wants to bring it to her class, with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German Shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking the dog. It's badass. Now, basically, you get to choose here. Do you want to make her happy or do you want to keep her safe? Neither one of these is really a bad choice. It's more towards how you feel if you were in the situation. You're supposed to try to put yourself in the situation. Personally, just because I tend to be a little bit protective of my girlfriend, I'm going to go with you adopt the shepherd. Okay, so Mayhem's an excellent dog. He loves wrestling with you in the park and goes with Julia on her runs. Even though he's too big to bring to school, Julia loves him all the same. So, see, there was no real, like, you know, you didn't hurt her by choosing this. So, Mayhem is a friend, child, and pet all rolled into one. That's good, because I don't like kids. So. 1979. You talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 p.m., and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids, she asks. Kids? They're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have a couple little idiots. Okay, now again, I don't think you can hurt her with this. I haven't played this in, like, ages, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Personally, I don't like kids, so one day, why rush? She looks away, out towards the mountains. We have plenty of time, right? Speak for yourself, mister. Don't worry, you assure her. You tell her she has the body of an undergrad. My ovaries didn't get the memo, she says, laughing it off. One day, okay. Okay, one day, she says. 6 months later, you get engaged lying in bed on a Sunday morning. Oh boy, now we're in nature. And here's where you get to see the first of the beautiful graphics of Campo Santo. It almost looks like it's painted, you know, like the people on the team really. I guess we don't have to unload her backpack, that doesn't make sense. But anyways, as I walk around here, the graphics are, it has almost like a painted look, like someone painted it, you know, like an artist. Especially the sky. The sky looks like it was hand-painted. And it just looks so beautiful, but in a different way than usual. You know, it's almost like low-res, but like high-res. It's complicated, but like, I just think it's a really beautiful game. It's not your typical, basic thing. So we're going to keep going with this. There's a map. Probably going to be useful at some point later on. Can't take it. I can zoom in, though. So, Wapati Meadow. Durafell Basin. Supply drops. I wonder what all these supply drops are for. Looks like there's a lot of water here. Do not forget to check in. Well, I guess I won't. You're in their country. Learn to live with bears. Unreadable text. No fireworks. I get the odd feeling that that's kind of oddly specific, and probably going to encounter fireworks at this point. Warning, Thurfield Trail is not recommended for inexperienced hikers. Ooh, it is a primitive backcountry trail. I actually know what this means. Make a plan to be prepared. Locating the trail made difficult. I do a lot of backpacking. I'm in scouts, and I know what a primitive trail is. And basically, that means there is no actual like way to get water. Like you better have brought like bottles of water to start you off, and then you should have either iodine or chlorine tablets to purify your water. So basically, they're saying it's a fancy way of the developers saying you're going into the wilderness, and you're not going in the easy way. Okay, so now we're in 1980. It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. Oh boy, this doesn't sound good. This doesn't sound good. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. This honestly sounds like, I mean, there's a lot of places this could go. I mean, she's either having issues and she's trying to like get rid of them, or she cheated on you. We don't really know. Personally, I'm not much to ignore, but I'm also not much to get mad. I like to talk about things. But, I mean, I guess at least if I get mad, we can talk, so I'm going to do that. You call her an inconsiderate asshole. It will not feel like lovely. She tells you to fuck yourself and to not be such a baby. You call her selfish. She knows you mean it, and it hurts her feelings. Okay, I don't like these choices. These are not making me happy. 1981, 1 year later. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go, she draws you. You pose and flex like a He-Man, you probably look like a Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret model, of course. Very nice. Oh, wait, I think we get to see this, don't we? Yeah, I think we get to see that later at some point. There's like 2 separate images and you get to see them. And now you can see the beautiful lighting effects. You can see some volumetric god rays there. Some other things. Looks really pretty, vibrant. It looks... I finally figured out the word that I'm looking for when it comes to like the foliage in this game. It's just so lush. Like the grass is so thick and the tree leaves look good, and there's some birds up there. The sky looks like it's painted in watercolor. Especially those clouds look like very delicate watercolor. I don't think I can go anywhere else. So, 2 Forks Lookout Tower. 8 more miles? Okay, well that's lovely. So you've been hiking all day and you still have 8 miles to go. Spacebar to climb over obstructions. Well, I mean, okay, that's kind of assumed, but okay. Jeez, guy. 1982. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking Mayhem at night. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Jesus. Mayhem runs away. Me move fuck dog, Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. You confront the attacker. I don't think it's really necessary to beat his face in. I'm just gonna scare him away. You reach into your pocket like you've got a gun and threaten to kill him. You manage to scare all 3 of you. He runs away. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. 1984. I noticed how this is slightly getting darker. It started with like a light pinkish purple, and it's slowly getting darker and more red. And I kind of feel like that represents like the story becoming deeper and not necessarily as happy. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job. Associate department chair, she wants to move. You absolutely do not. Agree if she commutes back and forth. Because I wouldn't want to hold her back from her dreams. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if that's what she wants. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. Okay, that's okay. 1985. Julia sent from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. She lost on a colleague from borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. This is concerning. She was found crying in the stairwell. You make macaroni and drink wine, try to forget about it. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. I'm going to say that because it's a more responsible choice. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they are worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She is 41. Oh god. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. This is just really depressing. I'm going to be honest. So I guess the sun was setting and we decided to stop at that log. Golden lanterns. Wow. Subtle advertising there. Campo Santo. I see what you're trying to put. Journal. Alright. Oh, well, that's lovely. I'm going to blur that out later, but there's the sketch. Mayhem is getting older. He's got silver hair down his back and slows down at night. You and Julia walk him to the bar to see your friends, and he feels like nothing has changed. Julia goes back to the university. That doesn't sound like a good idea. Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over, and for no particular reason has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn child little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. This is getting really deep, guys. You tell her family. They are crushed and begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with a 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple months. You decide to move her into a full-time care facility. You're determined to take care of her by yourself. I'm going to be honest, I know this is the more responsible choice, but considering the fact that she's degrading so fast, and I probably wouldn't be able to go to the care home that often to see her, I kind of want to take care of her by myself, I think. Ooh, lovely graphics. It's weird, because like I keep getting like really excited about these graphics. because they look so pretty with the trees and everything and the wind and the volumetric god ray lighting. But honestly, the story is really depressing. So, it's kind of just sad. You're supposed to try to put yourself in the character's shoes. That's generally what I try to do. Is there a rope here or something? No. Okay. Supposed to climb it, or... Here comes the fun part about this game, where you're trying to figure out... I'm going to be honest early. It's a little bit of a spoiler. Navigation in this game is not the easiest thing. I'm thinking we came from this way and they want us to go that way, and it just wasn't obvious. Yeah, that looks right. Just love these woods. They're so pretty. It reminds me of when I go backpacking, honestly. It's pretty much what it's like. Except the trees are typically a little bit more varied. This is like a birch forest. Then again, this is supposedly set in the Pacific Northwest. Oh, look, it's a deer. But foliage is probably a little bit different there. Okay, now we're slowing down. It is impossibly hard. The worst you could get, the worst is when you get mad at her, like when she tries to cook her own food. You can't do anything without her, and she can't do anything without you. When she goes to sleep, you stay up for a few hours, drinking on the deck, watching baseball in the summer, college basketball in the winter, drinking then too. Oh god, this guy's going down a bad path. You start going out after you put her to bed. The first time you do it, you worry about her getting up and walking around while you're gone. You put a chair in front. Oh my god, this is... Neither one of these are good, and you need to go... Man, you need to get your life together and go back and take care of her, and... You put a chair in front of the bedroom door. That could keep her safe, but like, what if she has like a panic attack? You trust that she sleeps like a rock. What if she doesn't, though, and something bad happens to her? I'm going to be honest, even though this could put her through more emotional trauma, I think it's the safer thing. You go to the same bar at the boring end of Pearl Street. It's nice there. Over time, you tell Sheila, the bartender, everything. It's a huge weight off. You're home in bed by 1 a.m. a couple nights a week. You look forward to those nights. 1989. One night you were stopped at a DUI checkpoint. You blow a .10 or taken to jail for the night. You consider trying to hide it, but you tell your sister-in-law, Susan. Shit. Julia's parents take the next plane from Australia. They can't believe the state your house is in. They tell you Julia is... Oh no, she's going to live with them in Australia. You don't argue, you say you'll visit soon. A few weeks go by. Summer's coming and you see an ad in the paper for a job. No, I don't know. You take it. Enter the lookout tower. Okay, I don't think anything interesting happens this night. Just so you know, this first video was only intended to be the initial dialogue and actually getting into the tower. If we have any more interaction, basically I'm gonna do this like one day at a time. So this is not even really the first day; it's just the intro, and this is gonna be the first video. I might actually upload more videos tonight. I know I'll be recording videos tonight. I don't know how long the editing and that'll take, but here's one video. So, anything interesting around here? No, let's just open the door. Turn on the power. Lots of cool things in here. Pine cone. Power. Stove. Cook. Wow. This is the National Forests of Wyoming. Water jug. Goldman. Okay, so they weren't totally ripping off of Coleman and actually doing like some books. The Singular Mind. Glory. 2 forks. Supplies for 2 forks. Okay, so from what I can gather, we're in 2 forks. And this is the floor of the Shoshone poster. Okay, there's the generator switch. So turn the lights on and yeah. Oh, cool. There's a light switch. Oh.
Hello, 2 Forks
Okay.
Tower.
Oh, it's map table. Hello.
2 Forks Tower, this is Thoroughfare Tower.
Contact
Come in.
supervisor on radio. What if I don't want to, though? Okay, hold left shift to activate the radio. And basically use the scroll. Hello?
Hello? Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get
Well,
away
then, I
from
guess that's
something.
what she thinks of it.
So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I... sleep? Forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
You've killed 3 ex-husbands. Oh, these actually time out. You're rebelling against mom. Nobody back home can stand you. Killed 3 ex-husbands.
Okay, you've killed 3 husbands. You're a black widow, and you're just out here until the heat dies down, and then you'll kill again.
Ooh, very good. Bravo, Henry.
Okay, I sleep now?
Not quite. Now you.
Okay, good night, bye.
Let's see. I don't know anything about you, but maybe you just really like trees. Maybe it's... Gosh, maybe it's a borderline fetish.
Oh,
a tree
wow.
fetish.
I mean, they're
Good
pointy, but, like,
Good night.
I'm a guy.
Welcome to the job.
Okay, so